is Lawrence Allen, and I got hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV. But I wasn't always like this. I used to play football and ran track in high school. And I got an athletic scholarship out of state, but my mom got sick, so I had to stay home and take care of her. And I had a few jobs, and I was making some money, but not enough, so I made a bad decision, and I started trafficking drugs. I hustled dope from Corpus Christi to San Antonio, from San Antonio to Baltimore, and from Baltimore to Washington, D.C. I did this for quite some time until 1995, when my partner and I got brutally jacked. They shot my buddy in the back of the head. Bang! Killed him instantly. Me? I wasn't so lucky. They locked me in the trunk of a car for 3 days, beat me over and over again, broke my nose, shattered my cheekbone, and smashed my jaw. Then they doused me with some gasoline, and the last thing they did was put 2 bullets in one of my back and one of my lower hip and left me for dead. I was found and sent to St. Louis Hospital, where I went through a lot of operations and pain. I had 385 staples on, and 58% of my body is fried. But I always say I was worse going out of the hospital than I was when I was in. And you might be wondering, well, why is that your Krispy Kreme? Well, let me tell you, when I was in the hospital, I became addicted to morphine. Y'all know what morphine is? Yeah, that's some good honey. Other than makes your eyelashes feel good, you know? But you can't just walk out of a hospital and go to your local Walgreens and say, may I have a 20 of morphine, please? So I became something I despised, something I never wanted to be. I became a dope fiend. I started speedballing, shooting up cocaine and heroin. And I was living in the Victoria courts on a parole violation. And my hustle was to sell dope, to get dope. And then one day, a man drove up in a Bentley, and his name was Larry Griffith, and he works for this agency called We Caring Friends. And let me tell you a little bit about Larry. He was 7 feet tall and could cast a shadow over you. The dude was so big, he was like a walking eclipse. And then one day he came up to me and said, oh, hey man, we're doing some free HIV testing over at my clinic, so why don't you just come on and get in the van so we can get you tested? Charlie Holmes, I don't need no test. I'm straight, man. Well, come on, man. I can see those tracks in your hands. I can only imagine what your arms look like. My arms look like shooting galleries, puto, but I already told you I don't need no test. Then Larry said, I'll tell you what, man. If you take the test, we'll give you a free cup of coffee. And I thought, you see, it's 11 a.m. and I'm standing in 3 feet of snow, and I haven't eaten for 2 days. My spine was hitting my stomach, and my pockets were thin. A free cup of coffee sounded really good, and I'm Mexican, so if it's free, it's for me. So I went over, got in the van, and I took the test, and I got my free cup of coffee. I didn't stick around for no results, though. Nombre, 20 minutes is like 20 hours to a Tecato, so I beat my feet to the street because I had an addiction feed. A couple days later, Larry shows up back in his van. He says, hey, come on. We need to come with me. We've been looking for you. There's this lady at the clinic. She needs to talk to you. I can't tell you about what. Just get in the van. I said, I ain't getting in no van with you. Because of my criminal mind, I started tripping and thought, the dude set me up. Parole found out where I'm at. And the state of Texas doesn't mess around. Sabes que? If you're hiding out in Jupiter, they'll send a space shuttle out to pick your ass up. Yes. So I said, I ain't getting down with you. So we started bumping back and forth with each other. And then finally, Larry says, come on, man. Get in the van. Please. Well, ain't no one ever said please to me before. And being as big as he was, he could have just picked me in that van. But he didn't do that. So I got in the van. When we got to the clinic, Larry said, okay, now go through that door. I said, I ain't going through that door, you go through that door, because we both know what's on the other side of that door, U.S. Marshals, Texas Rangers, Walker, Chuck Norris, they're all behind that door. I said, no, don't worry. There's a lady there in the office, she needs to talk to you. All right, I ain't scared. are you Lauren Salvo? Baby? No, really, for real, sir, are you Lauren Salvo? Like I said, lady, maybe. Because you know, once I get that confirmation, the ninjas are gonna start coming out of the air ducts. But that's okay, because if they do, I'll just jump out the window and believe like I'm R. Kelly, like I can fly, you know? And then she looked at me straight in the eye, and she said, sir, are you aware that you're HIV positive? No. Really? Yes, sir. I just went in the shop, and my mind went back in time to when I was in the penitentiary, and I used to write these letters to my mom, and they sounded something like this. Hey, Mom, it's me, Lawrence, your mijo. Didn't make parole again this year, Mom, but that's okay, because we'll get them next year. I'm tired of being here, Mom. I'm tired of being told what to do, when to do it, and not get paid for it. When I get out of Huntsville, Mom, I'm going to be good, and I'm going to meet myself a nice girl, and I'm going to get married, Mom, because I ain't never been married before, and I'm going to give you lots of grandkids, and when I get out of here, Mom, I'm going to get myself a real job, and I'm going to be part of society, not a menace to it, and I'm tired of having this needle in my arm, Mom. I just want to be normal. I wrote a lot of letters like that to my mom. And every time I got out, and I'd get off at that Greyhound station just to get a bus to see my mom, the number 44 to Pleasanton. But then, I'd see that number 26, MLK, Denver Heights. And I'd transfer over and get another possession violation in the same day. You see, those letters were nothing but a bunch of lies, but now they were really lies, because who's going to want to marry me now? So I had a conversation with myself, and I said, Self? Yeah, what? You got two choices, Self. Yeah? You can either go back to Texas and turn yourself in, or what? Or you can use up all that honey you have in your pockets and take yourself out. You know you got enough to take down an elephant. Don't just talk about it, baby. Be about it. So I crawled into a dumpster, tied off my arm, shot up everything I had, and said, adios. But with my peach and luck, the garbage man was 15 minutes late on his route that day and found me before I turned into a popsicle. They turned me into St. John Hopkins Hospital where I was under suicide watch for 48 hours. When I came to, the nurse said, honey, why do you want to go kill yourself? And I said, lady, if you had AIDS, would you want to live? I tried to OD a couple more times, but I couldn't even get that shit right. So then I thought, well, might as well live. And just because I'm positive, doesn't mean I can't live a positive lifestyle. So shortly after that, I moved back to Texas, served my time, and went to go live with my mom. But then, we got news that my dad died, and there was no love lost for me because I hardly knew the man, but I could see the pain in my mama's eyes, so I said, let's go to corporate, take care of business. And at the funeral, I saw all my old camaradas from 3rd grade, and they were like, LaRue? LaRue? Is that you? Remember you're coming out from 3rd grade? Yeah, that's me. Pato, we thought you were dead. Yeah, I know, I get that a lot. And then they introduced me to their wives, and I'll tell to their kids, because we're Mexican, remember? And then after that, we had a nice fancy dinner at Hooters. We got my as a manager. And turned my head, it was like these two clouds from heaven opened up like, oh. And then she said, "Hey, are you Lawrence Alpha?" "Yeah, baby, what's up?" "Do you remember me?" "No, baby, but what's up?" "You sat next to me in 7th grade and read." "I don't remember 7th grade or reading, but what's up?" "I'm Angie Jimenez." "Angie Jimenez? Ah, I remember Angie. Angie was one of those girls they used to call a homegirl, you know? The kind of girl who used to stay home. Have you ever seen the TV show Ugly Betty? Angie was like, "Pobrecita fea Angie." But we used to talk and kick it together and read it. Damn, she was a dime piece now. Well, shortly after that, I went back to San Antonio. But Angie and I started burning it up on the old pocket phone. And it was perfect this way because I was in San Antonio and she was in Corpus. And it was the best relationship I ever had. I couldn't even give her my disease this way. Until one day, Angie says, "Lawrence, you need to move back to Corpus so we can be together." And I said, "Hell no, baby. I ain't moving back down to Corpus. I'm from State Town now, from the home of no pity, home of the Spurs. We'll get them this year." And so I tried to throw a monkey wrench in the situation and said, "You really want to be with me?" "Yeah." "Well, then just come up to San Antonio, move in and be with me." "Okay, I'll go Greyhound. I'll go Greyhound right now. Click. So I went to the kitchen to go tell my mom. And let me describe my mother to you, okay? She is a 4'11", brown, fluffy Mexican lady. You know? The kind who wears her Feliz Navidad apron with the big jalapenos all year long, and who has her hair made up for Friday bingo when it's only Tuesday. That's my mom. And I said, "Ma, there's something I gotta tell you. Espérate, before you say anything. Are the police involved?" "No, Ma, I'm on probation. I'm trying to be good." "Oh, okay, mijo, but then what is it?" "Well, you know Angie?" "Oh, yes, nice girl. Comes a lot, but what about her?" "Well, Angie's gonna come live with us." "What? That's loco? Are you crazy? We barely have a roof over our head, and you don't have a job, and you take the Via bus, and you owe me $20. Wait a minute. Have you told this girl what you got?" "No, Mom." "Ah, then you better call her. Don't be wasting this girl's time. What is it you always say? Reels keeping or keeping it reels? You better tell her." And right then, Angie called and said, hey, babe, guess what? It's all set. I'll be arriving at the Greyhound tomorrow, and I'll be wearing some pink kicks and a pink top, and my hair in a ponytail, and so, wait, hold on, pump your brakes, girl, pump your brakes. There's something I got to tell you." "What?" "Angie, is that you?" Sounded like Barry White. What you gotta tell me? I already know what you're gonna tell me." "What do you mean I know what you're gonna do?" "I already know that you know that I know." "What do you know, girl?" "I already know that lady that answers the phone, that's not your mom, that's your wife." "That is gross, Angie, that's my mom." "Well then, what is it, Lawrence? What is it that's keeping me from getting from point A to point C to be with you? You really want to know?" "Yes, you really want to know?" "Yes, I really want to know." "Well, then I'll just tell you. I got hepatitis C, hepatitis B, and HIV. How do you like me now?" "What? But how can you have all that?" "Babe, I told you the kind of life I live. But oh my God, Lawrence, how? I was shooting up dope in the streets, and I was sleeping in crack houses, and I was locked up. Do you remember the 7th grade? Oh, honey, I can't get out of the 7th grade with this kid. Yeah, I remember. Well, do you remember how those girls used to make fun of me? My hair, my clothes, because we were poor? Those girls would make fun of me until I cried. But just as I was assured, as the sun would come up, I was guaranteed that you would walk into reading, sit down next to me, and make me laugh. You were the only person in that whole school for that 1 hour that would talk to me and made me feel like a human being. And I had a mad crush on you. But I knew you would never look at me that way, so I never told you how I felt. And then I heard that you got shot, stabbed, and set on fire, and I thought, damn, he never got to see how I look now. and then I see you again at your father's funeral, and we've been talking all these months, and I'm in love with you. But now, you tell me you have this disease that there's no cure for it? Yeah. So what do you want to do? Well, I'll tell you what we are going to do, Lawrence Allen. We are going to get through this thing together. No, you're going to pick me up tomorrow or what? Yeah. I got you, baby. Now, Angie and I have been together for the last 3 years, and we just recently got married. And I know that we had a lot of laughs, and I like laughter because, well, it's free, and I'm still Mexican. But this disease is no joke. Know your status. Get tested. I have this disease, Angie does not. She is my queen, and the king's got to protect his queen. So we practice safety together. Now, I'm going to end my story with some straight off the street knowledge. Okay? Keep it real to yourself. Because if you don't keep it real to yourself, ain't no one's going to keep it real for you. I'm Lawrence. That's my life.